Salmon Falls River there. Salmon Falls is the border of New Hampshire and Maine.
Almost a year ago, candidates were still getting their bearings in New Hampshire, taking the first few months of this campaign to get to know the Granite State.
It smells really good, I'll tell you that. So we'll do it, okay.
In the wake of the 2022 Dobbs Supreme Court decision, abortion policy became an early discussion point.
So if that 20-week ban reached your desk, would you sign it?
20-week ban, definitely.
On the Democratic side of the race, Robert Kennedy Jr. brought a powerful family name and some controversial policy positions to the campaign trail. But he didn't stay long, opting to leave the primary to run as an independent.
I've done this for my whole career.
Former President Donald Trump kept a light campaign schedule here, appearing just a handful of times, but each time hammering the candidate he saw as his chief competitor, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
That he's heading. Question is, when will he go to third place?
In June, a key development in the Granite State. Governor Chris Sununu announced he would not run for president.
This isn't about us. It's really about the Republican Party and ultimately the country.
Others saw equally high stakes. Former Vice President Mike Pence, whose campaign searched across the Granite State for some momentum, sent a message to the Republican Party. Delivering a major speech at the New Hampshire Institute of Politics, he warned against the populist movement in the GOP sidelining traditional conservatism.
When Donald Trump ran for president in 2016, he promised to govern as a conservative. And together we did. But it's important for Republicans to know that he and his imitators in this Republican primary make no such promise today.
Pence never truly took the gloves off against his former boss, but Asa Hutchinson and Chris Christie did go after Trump. Christie promising to track him down himself to confront him.
I was a prosecutor for 7 years. It was my job to find people and confront them. So don't worry about it, I'll find them.
But Trump eluded Christie and stayed ahead of the rest of the field too, remaining firmly in first.
Good morning, New Hampshire. Good morning, America.
In October, a new Democratic challenger joined the race, Congressman Dean Phillips.
This is about time for change, a new generation.
In December, Governor Sununu endorsed Nikki Haley, adding fuel to her rise in the polls.
We are all in on Nikki Haley.
Now, with the rest of the major Republican candidates out of the race, it's down to Haley and Trump on January 23rd.